If you're gardening in zones 3 through 7, the January freeze is actually your biggest secret weapon for a massive spring bloom. These iron-clad perennials require a period of cold stratification in frozen soil to even begin their life cycle. If you wait for the ground to thaw before planting, you've already missed the most critical window of the 2026 season. Today, we're revealing the 7 best perennials that need to be in your frozen dirt right now to thrive. Forget the greenhouse. It's time to let the winter frost do the hard work for you. First on our list is the incredible Hellebores, often called the Lenten Rose, which is arguably the toughest plant you can own in zones 3 through 7. These plants are the ultimate winter warriors because they don't just survive the ice, they actually bloom while there is still snow on the ground. To get them established for the 2026 season, their seeds require a prolonged period of deep cold to break their natural dormancy. By sowing them in the frozen dirt now, you are mimicking the exact woodland conditions they need to build a massive, permanent root system. They're the definition of set it and forget it, because they thrive in the shaded, neglected corners of your yard where nothing else grows. Once established, Hellebores are virtually immortal and will continue to self-seed and spread their colony every single winter without any help from you. Their waxy leaves and nodding blooms are deer-resistant and drought-tolerant, making them a perfect fit for the lazy gardener's toolkit. If you want a plant that laughs at a January blizzard and rewards you with flowers before spring even starts, this is it. Number 2 is the Delphinium, a towering icon of the garden that many beginners find intimidating, but in zones 3 through 7, they are actually winter-hardy powerhouses. The biggest secret to success is that Delphinium seeds are heat-sensitive and notoriously difficult to germinate in warm spring soil. By getting them into the frozen dirt now, you're providing the exact cold shock their internal clock requires to break dormancy and trigger growth. This natural chilling process ensures a much higher germination rate compared to starting them indoors under artificial lights. When they sprout directly in the cold soil, they develop a deep, resilient root system that can withstand the unpredictable swings of the 2026 season. These outdoor-started plants often grow much thicker, sturdier stalks that are far less likely to flop over when those heavy blooms arrive. It's the ultimate lazy move because you're skipping the trays and grow lights entirely by letting the frost handle the technical work. Just scatter the seeds in a sunny spot before the thaw, walk away, and wait for that spectacular blue explosion. Coming in at number 3 is bee balm, also known as monarda, which is a pollinator magnet that absolutely thrives on the neglect of a cold winter. For gardeners in zones 3 through 7, this plant is a must-have because it is incredibly hardy and actually benefits from the weight of the snow pressing its seeds into the soil. These seeds are tiny and require a period of cold, moist stratification to ensure they sprout with full vigor once the 2026 spring arrives. By sowing them now, you are allowing the natural freeze-thaw cycle to settle them into the perfect depth without you ever having to pick up a shovel. Once established, bee balm is famous for being bulletproof, as its aromatic, mint-scented foliage acts as a natural deterrent for deer and rabbits. It is a vigorous spreader, meaning a little bit of winter neglect now will result in a massive, colorful colony that returns bigger and stronger every single year. You don't need to worry about fertilizing or pampering them. Just let the winter frost prep the ground and watch them take over the garden with zero effort on your part. It's the perfect set-it-and-forget-it plant for anyone who wants a high-impact, drought-tolerant flower bed without the constant maintenance. Number 4 is milkweed, the essential lifeblood for monarch butterflies and a plant that practically demands your neglect to grow successfully in zones 3 through 7. Many gardeners fail with milkweed because they try to plant it in the warm spring, but these seeds actually have a biological lock that only a long, freezing winter can turn. In the wild, these pods burst in late fall, scattering seeds that sit under the snow for months to undergo a mandatory process called vernalization. By sowing them into the frozen ground of 2026 right now, you are mimicking Mother Nature and ensuring a nearly 100% germination that spring-sown seeds just can't match. They develop a massive taproot that anchors deep into the earth, making them virtually impossible to kill once they've survived their first winter freeze. This is a plant that hates being moved or pampered, so the best thing you can do for your local ecosystem is to toss the seeds out now and walk away. You'll be rewarded with a fragrant, drought-tolerant powerhouse that attracts pollinators by the hundreds while requiring zero supplemental water or fertilizer from you. It's the perfect example of how doing absolutely nothing during the winter results in the most rewarding garden explosion come July. Number 5 is the Columbine, an elegant but deceptively tough perennial that is a true specialist for the shaded corners of zones 3 through 7. These plants produce unique, spurred flowers that look delicate, but their seeds are built like tiny time capsules designed to withstand the harshest January blizzards. In fact, columbine seeds are notorious for being stubborn and may refuse to sprout at all unless they experience the sharp temperature fluctuations of a natural winter. By sowing them on top of the frozen soil now, you allow the snow and ice to gently press them into the earth at the perfect depth for their spring awakening. This cold period is the only way to ensure they grow the sturdy, compact foliage needed to support their intricate blooms during the 2026 season. Because they are native to many parts of North America, they are perfectly adapted to your local climate and require zero intervention once they're settled in. It's also masters of self-seeding, meaning if you let the winter do its work this year, you'll likely have a thriving colony that manages itself for decades to come. It's the ultimate low-effort beauty for a lazy gardener, because the more you ignore them during the frost, the more spectacularly they perform in the spring. Number 6 is the Black-Eyed Susan, a quintessential American classic that is practically synonymous with a bulletproof garden in zones 3 through 7. These golden powerhouses are famous for their ability to thrive in poor soil and harsh conditions. But the secret to their legendary resilience starts with a cold winter nap. While you can find them in pots at every nursery in May, those plants often lack the deep, established root systems of a black-eyed Susan that was sown in the frozen dirt of January. These seeds are designed to be weathered by the elements, as the grit of the soil and the moisture from the snow work together to prepare them for a massive spring burst. By planting them now, you're tapping into their natural cycle of self-seeding, ensuring that they become a permanent, self-sustaining feature of your landscape for 2026 and beyond. They are incredibly drought-tolerant and can handle the blistering summer heat just as well as they handle a midwinter blizzard. Deer and rabbits generally leave them alone due to their rough, hairy foliage, which means even less work for you once the growing season begins. They truly embody the thrive on neglect philosophy because they required no deadheading, no fertilizing, and no special care to produce a sea of gold. Just spread the seeds over the frost today and let the winter turn your garden into a high-performance, low-maintenance masterpiece. To round out our list at number 7, we have the legendary Echinacea, or purple coneflower, which is the gold standard for a set-it-and-forget-it garden in zones 3 through 7. These plants are the ultimate winter survivors, possessing a rugged biological clock that relies on the jagged edges of frozen soil to crack their tough seed coats. If you wait until the ground is warm to plant them, you'll often face poor germination because the seeds never receive the chemical signal that winter has passed. By sowing them in January frost of 2026, you are ensuring they develop the deep, vertical taproots that make them completely drought-proof during the sweltering summer months. Once they take hold, Echinacea is nearly indestructible, standing tall through heavy storms and thriving in even the poorest, most neglected soil. They are also a favorite for pollinators and provide a critical food source for birds in the winter, making them a year-round workhorse for your backyard ecosystem. Because they are so well adapted to the cold, they require absolutely no winter protection, mulch, or pampering to return bigger and bolder every single year. You are essentially letting the freeze-thaw cycle of the next few weeks do all the professional-grade prep work for you. Just scatter the seeds now, trust the science of neglect, and get ready for a stunning, low-maintenance floral display that lasts all season long. The clock is ticking on the 2026 winter season, so don't let these few remaining weeks of freezing weather go to waste. By getting these 7 perennials into the ground today, you're letting nature handle the hard work while you stay warm inside. Remember, in zones 3 through 7, the most successful gardens aren't the ones that are pampered, they're the ones that are built to thrive on neglect. Now grab your seeds, head out to the frost, and I'll see you in the next video.